Hello, I'm Mark. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to read you a poem, Wrestling Geese. At no time are any geese injured in the creation of this poem. Anyway, these poems are me wrestling with life, trying to make sense of life. And one of the things I do is go for a walk. I try to leave the house before 9 o'clock. And during the week, I walk to the senior center and hang out with my friends, the men's coffee, and I'm part of a writing group. And so I get to write each week and share it with my friends. And often I write about my walk to and from. So this is one day walking to the senior center and then walking home later that day and then writing about it. And then the next day walking back. And so it has 3 trips of walking there, back, and there. And I go up this hill and I pass a couple of ponds and I happen to see some geese. It was the season of geese. So this was from a season in March. So Wrestling Geese. Down the hill, pulling away from the senior center, listening to a mix of songs, heightened decibels interrupt the music. Wind rushing up the valley, up the hill, rustling trees loudly. Down the hill, I noticed 2 very large geese. They were outside the pond, testing their strength against the wind. They weren't budging either. Earlier, walking up this hill, these 2 were grooming, deep in pond, surrounded by floating tiny feathers. The pond flat and still, and just beginning to be interrupted by raindrops, ripples and feathers and bath time. Just now, I'm blown sideways by a gust of wind, and the 2 geese, they don't budge. I think to myself, I wouldn't want to get in a wrestling match. The geese would win. Startled, I stop, get out my little notebook. Even though it's raining, I jot all this down. Walking further, I move in and out of different states, differing emotions, my mind testing scenarios, in and out of embodied consciousness. I notice raindrops dancing on this creek to the beat of music in my ears on the surface of Cedar Creek through Stella Olson Park. I stop and do my usual 10-breath pit stop, standing quietly in front of the creek, watching the raindrops, the song playing in my headphones. It Feels Like Rain, a blues song written by John Hyatt, made popular by Buddy Guy. As I walk home, reflecting on writing group, enjoying that we had 2 new people, I try to remember all the fun words and phrases that I encountered. I write them down as a practice. Today's fun results: a friend that warms your heart, fabulous, attracted to bad boys, at a crossroads, scurrying, testing their footing, infectious, imitating horse racing and galloping around, motivated by a deadline, gleaning. Sometimes I notice these fun phrases popping into my poems. I love this practice. I appreciate walking. I appreciate writing group. Here's an addendum. Walking past the pond this morning, I saw 4 geese, and I stopped to ask, anyone want to wrestle? 2 of them piped up, we will take you on anytime, anywhere. Thank you. I encourage you to get out and walk, be out in nature, notice how amazing nature is, and how it often helps us regulate our own nervous system. I struggle with a dysregulated nervous system. Walking, moving my body, being in nature, and even listening and looking at this nature while listening can help down-regulate and turn down the kinds of stress that we feel. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my channel, and I encourage you to, if you're not able to get out and walk, listen to my movement bites and follow along. They're about 10 minutes long, and they help you change into a better state. Thank you for watching.